Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another Thursday edition of Speak That Talks. As always, I am so excited to sit here on a Thursday evening. Yeah, I did move my location in the house, so I'm not downstairs in the living room this week, but I am just honored to welcome you all to the Thursday, December 17th edition of Speak That Talks. So go ahead, invite some other people, host a watch party, share this live feed because today is going to be one of the best Speak That Talks to date because I'm joined by a very special guest speaker who you don't want to miss. We will go live in 30 seconds. All right, all right, all right. The time has arrived for the 33rd consecutive week of Speak That Talks. I get excited just thinking about 33 weeks in a row of empowering, inspiring, and uplifting people from all over the nation. What started as just one idea to do one live has led to 33 weeks later. So I just have to say in advance, thank you all that are tuning in right now. Thank you to the people that have been tuning in every single week or every other week or just stopping by just to see what's going on. Just know it is so appreciated. So for those of you who do not know, my name is Tiara M. Tucker. I am the founder and CEO of Tiara PR Network LLC, as well as Speak That Movement. And I am the host and producer of Speak That Talks, your Thursday live show on Facebook and YouTube, where it's unscripted, unfiltered, and it's totally uncensored. So I want you all to connect. I want you to virtually connect and socialize. So how do we do that? Go to the Speak That Movement page on Facebook and or YouTube. So Speak That Movement, Facebook or YouTube. And that's how you can come into the conversation because this is truly a virtual show. So I see that some of you are out there on my personal page. Thank you so much for tuning in. But just do me a favor and go to the search field, find Speak That Movement because we're going to pull you into the conversation. So we already have some people that are on. Hello to you, Miss Patrice May. Hello, 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 my sister. Hello to you, Miss Sheena. And I see you with Santa. Nice to have you on every single week. Thank you so much, Patrice. I am also proud of your vision, and I can't wait to kick off the year in 2021 by being a guest on your show. So stay tuned for all of that. Hello, Karen, represented Peoria, Illinois, on every single week, and I am so grateful for you. And look, you got some friends. See, this is what happens on Speak That Talks. People are on together so much that they become friends. So Dallas says hello to Peoria, and Peoria says hello to Dallas. So I'm laughing because this person knows that he has me laughing. Hello, Cy Anthony, representing NOLA, right? I said right, New Orleans, Louisiana. Thank you for appreciating my consistency. Am I single? I'm not married. How about that? So you're going to love today's show, Cy, because we have your home city represented with today's special guest. So thank you for joining. So if you're out there, again, come on over and let's virtually connect and socialize. Come over to the Speak That Movement page so that we can shout you out and enjoy today's conversation. So if you want to learn more about Speak That Movement, Tiara PR Network, check out the website, which is tiaraprnetwork.com. Now, I will let you know, and I'm really excited to announce this because next week, there's going to be a new website. That's what 2020 did when you have to be still, right? So there's going to be a new website, and there's going to be a separation, meaning you're going to go to speakthatmovement.com because there are some exciting things that I'm going to announce at the end of this show regarding Speak That Movement. So again, for now, check out tiaraprnetwork.com if you have questions or if you want to reach out. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We have more people tuning in. Hello, Miss Cheryl Roberts. And hello, Miss Cheryl Mays, representing Orlando, Florida. And Cheryl was a guest speaker as well on Speak That Talk. So it's always a pleasure to see the fellow Speak That Talkers joining in. All right. So without further ado, again, if you're out there, make sure you are on the Speak That Movement page because we're pulling you into today's conversation. It's going to be good. It's going to be hot. And I hope that it's going to be a good kickoff to your holiday season. So as you know, for the past 33 weeks, there have been so many guest speakers. Like, I'm still blown away with how many speakers. And every speaker has been so amazing. So check them out. Go over to the Speak That Movement page where you can see all the previous videos. But today's special guest is going to close out a series that started actually last month. The series was called Women in Business. So the month of November, I had guest speakers, and every week we talked about being a woman in business or empowering women in business, whether you're a bit in corporate America, nonprofit, entrepreneur, or you are retired, or you're entering the workforce. It didn't matter. You're a woman in business if you're handling your business, point blank, period. So then for December, I wanted to take that one to the next level and talk about women who lead. So that's what December has been all about, women who lead. And today's guest is definitely a woman who is leading. Not only is she leading in her community, but she's leading within her organization. She's leading within her household. She's leading within her sister circles and her friendships. I have with me today Miss Sherelle Reed, representing New Orleans, Louisiana, and Dallas, Texas. Hey, lady.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, so you got some shout outs out there.
I see you, Sai. Sai took his shot too. Are you single?
It's not a joke. Yeah, so welcome. So before I do this, right, I don't know how to say NOLA in New Orleans the way that you all said. I'm from Illinois. I'm from south of Chicago. So okay. Can you tell us, where are you from?
I am from New Orleans.
Yes.
So that's what I say. I don't say New Orleans. I say New Orleans. Born, raised.
Who that nation all night long, right?
All day. Never stop.
Yes. Well, you have a lot of folks on. We have some folks tuning in. So shout out to you, Sean Young. Oh, got that name right. It's all good. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in today. So tell us, those that don't know, who is Miss Sherelle Reed?
No. Hi, everyone. Sherelle Reed is a mother. Sherelle Reed is a wife. Sherelle Reed is a corporate professional. Sherelle Reed is an entrepreneur. Sherelle Reed is a giver. Sherelle Reed, first and foremost, is a Christian. And Sherelle Reed is just elated that God has given her the opportunities that He has given her to this point.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Absolutely. I'm all those things wrapped up in one.
Yes, and you're doing it all so wonderfully and beautifully. So we have some people that have some questions, what ward, what high school? We want to know a little bit more.
All right, Si, 7th Ward, St. Bernard. That's me. But I did graduate from St. Mary's Academy. Go Cougars. And thank you, Patrice. Patrice is my SU sister. I did attend Southern University in Baton Rouge, which is where I met Patrice.
Awesome. Awesome.
Hey, Shani.
Yeah. And Patrice says, beautiful spirit, kindness in heart. Yes. So I want to talk about how we met,
Okay.
because it's really beautiful um how people can connect and how God can connect people. I feel like I need to just fly to New Orleans and get some
We're in the house.
gumbo and some hurricanes, because y'all are representing
We are in
today.
the house.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, supporting your people and your home state. So let me talk about how we met. So we were both a part of a women's summit, a women's conference this fall, hosted by Zandra Evans and my sorority sister, Jackie Robinson. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And so, you were a speaker at the conference. I was a part of the business shout out portion. So I got to speak at the conference. And there were like women from all over the nation. And you were just like, you were amazing. This was a virtual conference. Like, you just had us feeling all empowered and inspired. So we connected after that, right? We connected. Um, we loved each other's energy. And then fast forward, you had a conference,
Sure
right?
did. Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about your conference.
Well, I run a nonprofit organization called Find Your Resilience, and it's an organization that empowers women and girls to learn from their past, live every day to the fullest, and pursue purpose. So every year, our culminating event for the year is called Sister, I Got You Covered, because we all know that we have to have each other covered in all situations. And so this particular conference, it was our fourth year, and each year we have a theme. And so this year's theme was Sister, I Got You Covered in the Thick of It, because we know the status of our new norm. 2020 has been a year where we've had to make several adjustments. No one has gone untouched from the changes of this time. And so our conference centered around having your sister covered in the thick of it, which we're all in the thick of it, and with an emphasis on self care. And so you, Tiara, were one of the panelists that spoke about what it meant to have your sister covered in our new normal. And so you did such a wonderful job. Thank you for your transparency and your contribution to the success of our annual event. And so hats off to you, sister, for this podcast, everything that you're doing.
Thank you. It was an honor. Like, we're in this space now where things are happening virtually. So I'm always just so impressed and proud of folks that can make the virtual world work, right? Because some of us got thrown into virtual. That's how Speak That Talk started. Okay, well, I'm not really out having events anymore. So let's just go live. And even with you, I enjoyed it. I like how you had women on from all over the nation. I loved how it was fun. There was music, and I love how you gave back at the end. Like, you blessed someone. It was so beautiful, and
Well,
I commend you for all you're doing.
thank you.
So let's take Catherine. How you doing? How you doing? Um, and Patrice says, yes, in the thick of it, self-care is essential. And actually, this is how connections are made.
Right.
Don't lose sight. Patrice was also a panelist for
Yes,
the conference.
she
So
was.
I met Patrice when I was a part of your conference. Patrice and I connected. And so I'm going to be a part of Patrice's show in 2021. And Patrice is going to come over to my show in
That's how it
2021.
works.
And that is how it works. And
Yeah.
it is definitely a blessed feeling.
Yes, it is.
Hey there, Sean. California represented. I love California.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can't say anything else, I just want to say that there is power in connecting, and
Yeah.
there is power in just allowing God to move relationships, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There are no mistakes God just knows how to miraculously connect us with who we need to connect with. And then we can have each other covered throughout whatever happens after that. The power of connection. Yes, Cheryl, absolutely. There's power in connecting.
There is. So let's talk a little bit more about this. I love this title, by the way, Sister, I Got You Covered. So that's going to be our first hot topic of today's Speak That Talks.
Okay.
So, what made you come up with Sister, I Got You Covered? And also, speak to all the sisters out there. How should sisters cover each other?
Well, when God inspired me to name my conference Sister, I Got You Covered, it was actually inspired from my realization that we all need someone. My realization that no man is an island, that my realization that together we can accomplish more than we can by ourselves. But there's this misconception about women, about who we are, about the way that we show up in the world, that we can't ever come together and do things, that we can't ever put all of our resources together to accomplish things. So that's a huge misconception that's out in the world. So I felt, because Find Your Resilience, once again, is an empowerment vehicle for females, I felt that every year, what a better way to culminate our year's work than to encourage and empower women about the importance of being there one for another. And so the whole idea of Sister I Got You Covered is reminding women that we, not only that we should be there for others, but that other people have us covered as well, and that we're in this web all together, and that we're supporting one, and we should support one another. We should keep each other covered in prayer. We should support events. Support, like you came to my conference, I'm on your thing, Patrice came. All of that is having your sister covered. But oftentimes we have these walls of insecurity, and not necessarily because they should not be there, because some women have had some valid situations and experiences that have brought them to the point of being on guard one with another. So, Sister I Got You Covered is a conference. It's centered around personal testimony. The Bible puts it this way. The Bible says that we overcome by the words of our testimony. So if we can begin to become transparent with the things that we've gone through and the things that we've overcome, then we can empower and inspire someone else to let them know they can overcome as well. And so, Sister I Got You Covered is always filled with personal testimonies, because I do believe sometimes it's not about what you read or what somebody told you. It's about what you have actually gone through and came out of. We need to hear those testimonies. We need that transparency. And Sister I Got You Covered is a fun, girly event that reminds us that we can have fun as sisters. We can unite as sisters. We can empower each other. I'm not strong in every area. And so the areas I'm weak in, you may be strong. The areas I'm strong in, you may be weak. So when we come together, we complete it all for each other. And so Sister I Got You Covered is an event that, how can I say? I would say that it would definitely fortify the need for sisterhood, true sisterhood. Believing in people, encouraging people, telling your sister that they are beautiful, that they're doing well. If you like the shoes, you're looking at them. How about
Say it.
shoes, right? You never know what someone is going through, and just a word of encouragement can change their whole day. And so that's what Sister I Got You Covered empowers women to do. True sisterhood, and have each other covered.
I love it. Beautiful. And I just want to comment on this. Cheryl says the difference is we don't have good ideas, we have God ideas.
That's my
Yes.
sister right there. Absolutely. Because
Yes.
God has to be at the center of everything.
And I want to shout out because we have some guys on today and they are interactive, and shout out to the guys, because one thing, I love women empowerment, and we love sisters, but Shout out to our allies out there, to
Yes.
the guys out there that have our backs and who support us and who keep us strong. In particular, I have to shout this one out here. So I'm rocking one of my classmates' shirts today. This is his brand.
Okay.
And it says fly, fly above it. And it also represents first love yourselves. So shout out to Jeff Davis. And I want to just read what he said. He says, sisters, like on Tiara M Tucker's shirt, fly, first love yourselves.
I
So
love it,
great
Jeff.
message to all the women out there. You know, one good way to cover our sisters is first we need to learn how to cover and love ourselves, right?
You're right about that.
So speak on that real quick. What are your thoughts on loving yourself first?
We're no good to anyone else if we're no good to ourselves, right? I mean, when we use this analogy and we hear it over and over, but I always use it because it's so true. When you take a trip somewhere and you're on the plane, and when the stewardess is or the flight attendant is going over the rules of engagement in the case of an emergency or something of that sort, they always tell you if you're traveling with small kids, make sure you put on your oxygen first before you can help them. And so when you talk about loving yourself first, then that's what I think about. I think about making sure I'm whole so that I can give. It's hard to get liquid out of a broken vessel. If I break a pitcher, or like a pitcher, I mean a pitcher of water, and I try to pour some water, I can get some out now. I can get it out, but I can get so much more without the hole. So we have to we have to make a conscious effort to make sure we're okay. That if it means we have to pull away sometimes, if it means we have to uh, go somewhere sometimes, I always tell people that there has to be something that you already know in your mind that calms you down, that brings you in a peaceful state, that puts your mind at ease. You can't wait till you're stressed out to figure that out. You already have to have that. That's my go-to. My go-to personally is music, and it's Christian music. So I know I can come up here in my office, I can turn on my smart TV and put it on a channel and just de-escalate me. And so when I think of Jeff's slogan, first love yourself, I think of all those things already being prepared by knowing what it is that you do to de-escalate you, what it is that you do to take care of you, whether it's walking, taking a walk, whether it's getting your nails and feet done, your hair done, whatever it is that edifies who you are. It could be reading your devotional, studying the word, worship. If that's what you do, whatever it is, meditating, you have to already have this known for yourself so that when those times come where you're overwhelmed, when those times come where you feel down and out, you have a go-to spot to go to put it all back in balance for you. So that's what I think of. So first love yourself. Now I can go out and empower you. Now I can go out and support you because I've gotten me together.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. And I love so many things that you just shared. Like for me, I'm a studier and a mindfulness enthusiast. So what that means is that I really learned about the concept of mindfulness. And that really means just being in the moment, right? Trying not to overthink things, just trying to be in that present moment and enjoy that. And it also means not taking things for granted, right? Mindfulness walking, where you don't just go out and take a walk, but you're observing what's around you. You're looking at the sky, the trees, the birds. You actually look at your neighbors and maybe wave at them. So you're in a zone, but you're in a zone that's open to everything that's around you. Mindfulness eating. You don't just get that good food. You from New Orleans, so you don't just get the gumbo. I'm from Illinois. You don't just get the good deep dish pizza, but
Right.
you embrace it like, man, I'm blessed to have this meal.
Yeah.
Bless the chefs that prepared this. this is good. It tastes good. It smells good. Although I'm blessed to pay for this meal. So it's
Yeah.
really just taking life to another level. And I think I love that concept. So anybody out there that's just thinking about how do you enjoy the moment, Cheryl Sherelle, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
You just hit it, like there's things that people can do, especially with this 2020 that we've had, right?
yes.
um you know if you didn't have things in place already,
You
then
should.
hopefully you learn some ways to cope and deal and break away or
Mhm.
whatever it takes. But don't just take it and throw it away, because you might need to pull those tactics back out, because life will continue, right? We may not have another COVID-19 experience, another quarantine pandemic experience, but there's going to be something in life, right, where we're going to need to pull out those tricks, right?
Yep. And it's about being intentional about it and deliberate. These things don't happen automatically, but we have to be intentional about thinking on good things. We have to be intentional about building ourselves up. And I'm a big, big proponent of affirmation,
Yes.
speaking positivity to ourselves and over our lives and things of that nature. So it starts with an intention and then carrying out that intention.
Yes. And I can't wait for us to get into that a little bit more. And that's what I think I really loved about your message, is that we have similar messages. Like, we both believe in the power of words and speaking life over ourselves, over others. So I love that. And I love that at the end of the day, it's not about a competition. You
No,
have your message, I have my message. And the fact that our messages can come together, that's a beautiful thing, right?
wonderful thing.
So
Wonderful thing.
yeah, so let's talk about the next hot topic. All right. So again, we're not going to spend too much time, because there's a topic that I can't wait to hear you talk about. But I want to at least knock this one out, because this was the hot topic last month: women in business. So when you see women in business, what comes to mind?
When I see women in business, first of all, I feel all warm and fuzzy. I love to see a woman that is about her business. But normally, when I come across a woman that is in business, the first thing that comes to my mind is, how can I help? How can I support her? How can I plant a seed into what she's doing? Because at the heart of me, I want her to win. And we have so many amazing women in business, whether it's corporate life, whether it's entrepreneurs, whether it's running your household and making sure all your bills are paid and things of that nature. Women in business, I think strength, tenacity, I think bravery and courage, because it takes all of that to be a woman in business. And I applaud each and every one of them.
That's good. That's good. So when you see this hashtag, what do you think? Women who lead.
Whoa, okay. Women who lead. To me, the number one definition of a leader is one who motivates others to follow their lead. And I'm going to say that again. The best definition in the book of Sherelle A. Reed would be a definition of a woman that leads is a woman that motivates others to follow her lead. Because so often when we think leadership, we think of power above or power over, or I'm wearing the pants, I'm in control, and things of that nature. But when you really want to be a woman who leads, is when you can tap into the power that exists when you can motivate others to follow your lead. I don't want you to do it because I said do it, or because I asked you to do it. I want you to want to do it. And that's a two-way street. There's a responsibility and accountability on the leader to those that follow. So being a leader is not just a title, it's a way of life. It's once again an intentional
Yeah.
effort that a woman has when they are in leadership. And when you see a woman operating in leadership, she's so strong, she's so beautiful, she commands the attention of the room, and all of those things. And I cheer for women who lead. But what I do want to make sure that I put out in the universe, that motivating those who you are in leadership with, over or with, is the best form of leadership.
Mm, that's good. That's good. So when I think about what you're doing with your organization, and for those that have just tuned in, maybe you could say the name of your organization again, but like, how does it make you and your other people a part of that organization feel when you're leading the young girls, the young women?
Well, first of all, my organization is Find Your Resilience, and it's not just me leading them; it's all of us. You
Yeah.
know, it's a plight that our organization has. It's to motivate. What we've done as an organization over the years is we've galvanized efforts, because when you're breaking into that area of the younger girls, you know, you have to do it strategically and be led in the way that you reach out to them, because after all, they're of a different generation, they do things differently, they process things differently. And so we started by giving prom gowns away.
Mm.
um, we would galvanize the community to donate them. We called this effort Dresses for Dolls. And we started giving prom gowns away. And from that, we start to forge some relationships with some of those girls, and the Boys and Girls Club of Collin County. We've worked with them several years. And so when it comes to pouring into the youth, or pouring into the younger generation, because we do have a population of girls that are like from college to 30. You know, they're women actually, but we call them dolls.
Mhm.
um, we embrace it. We want them to be a part of the conversation. As you know, I had a doll on the panel with you, Judea Hamilton. And so we embrace that because we want to be an example to them. But not, believe it or not, there's a lot that we learn from the younger generation as well. So they are also sisters of ours, and we have them covered as well, and they have us covered also.
That's good. I like what you just said there, that even with the younger generation, they have you all covered and you all have them covered. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So, again, shout out to you and everything you're doing. And Sean says, women setting a beautiful example. Yes, yes, yes. So let's shift gears a little, right?
All right.
Um, I think we need to turn it up a notch here, right?
All right.
So again, I don't want to bring up the negative aspects of this year. Nope, 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 nope. We've been hearing that all year, right? People know what 2020 was, because what I believe is there's been a lot of good this year.
Ooh,
Some people pressed into it, some people ran towards it, but there have been, probably, in my opinion, more blessings this
came
year.
out of this year.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not discrediting the bad things. Don't y'all say I said that.
Yeah.
I'm saying for individual people, I do believe that some people have experienced a lot of blessings this year. Maybe because they were forced to be still, maybe because they were able to focus and think about their purpose, or they asked for the blessings, whatever it might be. I just want to say that there's been a lot of good. But what I do think, which is a topic that I want to hear you talk about, um, resiliency, right? So earlier this month, I had a guest speaker on, who talked about relationships. Pastor Maxine Johnson, great show. Check it out on our YouTube or Facebook page. And then last week, Dr. Vanita Glenn White, who talked about reinventing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to kind of wrap this series of women who lead and women in business with resiliency. Tell us in your words, what does resiliency mean, and how important is it to wrap this year up and finish it strong.
Very good. Well, when I think resiliency, I think of the ability to overcome whatever is before you and keep going. And to be honest with you, the first thing came to myself with this year was the reinvention part of it all. But resiliency, the word resilience just means to bounce back, right? And so when I think of resiliency in this season, I think of, as you said, we're not going to focus on the negative, but 2020 has sent a lot of change and adjustments, right, to each and every one of us. Resiliency means that though things have changed, I'm going to move with the cloud and change, and I'm going to keep going because I won't be stopped
Mm.
by what's going on around me. You talked about it a little bit earlier, Tiara, when you talked about we may not have had social media or this type of platform. We were used to having our conferences and our programs in person, but we had to shift
Yeah.
with the way. That's what resiliency says. Because it could have been easy for me to say, well, we normally have, since I got you covered, is normally a luncheon, and so we're not going to do it this year. But no, you have to shift because the message still needs to go out. So when I think of resiliency in this season, I think about people overcoming all that came at them and still going. That no one is paralyzed from what's going on around us, but that a lot of, and like you said, so many people reinvented themselves. So many people had an opportunity to sit and survey things and decided to change the whole trajectory of their lives. A lot of families had time to sow seeds one into another. A lot of couples have reignited the flame between them. So the new normal that we're all experiencing, when I think of resiliency, I just see us constantly moving,
Mm.
still progressing, still walking in purpose, not allowing the things that are going on around us to silence us or to put us in a depression or make us not want to go on, make us get faint and lose heart during this time. Resiliency says, yes, that happened. Yes, it may have knocked me down, but it did not knock me out. I'm back up. I'm moving forward. If I lost my employment, what can I do to make money? I'm going to bounce back and figure out how to do this and move on to the next job. Things of that nature. Resiliency just means to keep going in the face of. There are no brick walls. Just kick that wall down and get to where you're trying to go.
Yeah, like put on those stilettos and just shatter that glass ceiling and that glass wall and everything else.
Absolutely.
So I want to pull in some of the comments, and
Okay.
if you're out there on my personal page or
Or
Sherelle's
mine.
page, come on over to the Speak That Movement page. I see you all out there. I see you, Michelle. I see you, Lanita. I see you, my cousin, Mrs. Lawson. I see y'all out there. See you, Dominique Harris, representing the hometown. Selena, I see so many of you out there. Come on over to the Speak That Movement page so that we can bring you in, okay? I want to shout out some of these comments. Cheryl says, resilient is steadfastness.
Yeah.
Jeff says, you have to be resilient before you can fly above it all. Um, and Karen says, there's always a lesson and a teaching in each experience. Seeing the good in all things. And Catherine said, speak that. Yes.
I
So,
like, okay, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I like what she said that there's not Karen, but the one before Karen, if you could put that comment
Yep.
back up. Yeah, seeing the good in all things. The glass is half full, not half empty. That's resiliency. Um, Making that decision, as that intentional again, being intentional about seeing things a different way. See, and as she said, what can I learn from this? If this didn't go the way I wanted it to go, is there a lesson in here that I can learn that can help me moving forward, that can build some type of character in me moving forward? And so, yeah, all of that is resiliency in this time.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is just random. I have random thoughts. I just had this random thought of the Mike Tyson fight and how Nate like got knocked down, and it kind of
Mhm.
went viral how he was just like down. So what about the Nates of the world, right? The people that just got knocked down, probably wasn't prepared for the fight. What are your thoughts? What words of encouragement do you have for the people that are like, man, it's hard. Like, this is not right. This is going wrong. This is not what I expected. Like anything you want to just say, how can you speak life to those Nates out there? Sorry, Nate. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. What I would tell them is just don't lose hope, don't lose faith, don't lose heart. Keep going. It's okay. There are none of us, you guys, that go through life and never get knocked down. And I'm not just talking about 2020. I'm talking about on my birthday of a good year, on a resort, think I'm living my best. I can still experience a knockdown experience at any time. So none of us are strangers to that. So if you have experienced that in this new norm, I would just tell you, do not lose hope. Look around, find out what you can learn from it. If you are a person of faith, definitely pray about that thing and lean on what God says about that. And pull your strength in those times. So I would just say don't give up. It's not over. You're knocked down, but you are not knocked out. If you do a study on a lot of the most famous people, there was so much failure that happened before they became great. So stay in the race, keep your hand to the plow, keep your feet on the ground, and keep going. Small steps, taking it one day at a time. Sometimes you have to take it 1 hour at a time.
That's good.
And if you seek counsel, seek the right counsel. For those in faith, the word says seek godly counsel. But I do want them to know never give up. I like that, Catherine. There's no time that you should give up. We're not built to give up. We're built with resiliency to bounce back. Do you remember? I'm a little bit older, you guys. I'm not gonna say my age on it. Okay, I'm 50. About to be 50.
What? No way.
Yeah,
You looking
but
good, sister.
so I might be aging myself. But do you remember there used to be this punching bag toy? It was a blow up. You blow it up, and it would be this thing, and you could punch it, and it'll
Yeah.
hit the ground, and it'll come back up. And you punch it, and it hits the ground, and it comes back up. That's what I think about for that person, and for any of us when we experience. And I'm saying when, because ebbs and flows in life.
Yeah.
You know, when we're knocked down, that's okay. Bounce back, get it together, regroup, maybe do it differently, but you can always get back in the race no matter what.
I love it. So beautiful. Beautifully said. And shout out to Lexi. Lexi says sometimes the glass is 2 sizes too big. Find a
Mhm.
different glass.
Love that.
Yes, a very, very interesting perspective. I like that a lot. Thank you. Thanks for joining, Lexi. So many people today. I'm going to read this comment. Diane says, that's right. When people tell me I'm strong, I tell them because I've been broken.
You're right, Diane. You are so
Yes.
right.
Yes. And you're not alone with that toy because Karen says every Easter we got that toy. So
I
well,
take you,
Karen, y'all been punching for a long time.
Karen.
Yes, and shout out to some of the folks here on my personal page. Linda Evans says, "Don't lose faith and hope." Michelle references Psalms 121, 7 to 8. Chatandra Smith, hey girl, ooh, I like that. Take it 1 hour at a time.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. And perspective is key. So thank y'all out there. Come on over and join us for this Speak That Movement party as we go to the next section of Speak That Talk. So come on over here, ladies. Join this party.
Yeah, my people too. Come on
Yeah,
over.
come on over and join us. Um, I want to read this comment too. Hello, Geechee. So nice to see you on. So, hometown, Illinois, Kankakee, Illinois. He says, good to see both these ladies, to know them both. And wow, it's amazing how small world we live in.
I know because I know Geechee. I
Wow. That is a small world.
do. Yeah.
And shout out to Yukichi. Like, I know that this has been a 2020 for you, but I'm just so happy to see that you are resilient too, my brother. So you keep on doing your thing too. All right, everybody. So before we go to one of my favorite parts of Speak That Talks, which is the Speak That Speed round,
Okay.
I feel like it's only fair. We've talked about so many things. We talked about the year, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, all that. We talked about bouncing back like Nate and all those other good things. But for the people listening that are like, man, I've tried all that. We know that mental health in the Black community can be very taboo, but it's real. Like, trust me, it's real. And even with Speak That movement and everything that Sherelle is doing, we are helping. We want to help and make a difference in this space. And the first way is to recognize it. So what do you have to say about the people and this misconception of getting help or seeking support when it comes to mental health?
I would say dispel that myth at all costs. If you need to speak with someone, speak to someone. That myth is we have so many people who are finding themselves. There are some popular people that find themselves in depression and suicide is up and all sorts of things. I would admonish anyone out there to speak with someone if you feel that you need to talk about things. Sometimes you need someone that has a fresh perspective on things. Sometimes you need someone who is trained to set you on the right trajectory. We always get off course from time to time, I should say. From time to time, we get off course, right? And if you feel that you need to speak with someone, don't bear it alone. If the load gets too heavy for you, then definitely seek out some help. And this is a shame. I mean, this is a plug, but I do know that Taraji P. Henson has
Oh,
a
that's my sister, right? That's my sister.
oh, okay, you do
We
favor.
just don't know if we have the same mom or daddy.
Yeah.
That's my sister. Shout out to
She
Taraji.
has a foundation called the Boris P. Henson
But
Foundation.
Boris Day Henson Foundation after her dad.
Yeah, and so there's an 800 number that you can call and just talk to someone. I'm telling you that mental health piece, we don't understand how, when I was growing up, aging myself again, come on with me, Karen. But when I was growing up, I mean, we didn't see the things that we can so easily see. We weren't exposed to the violence. We weren't exposed to things right at the click of a mouse and just by turning on the television. Mainstream TV didn't have what mainstream and show everything. We don't realize how many different emotions we go through on a daily basis. One person may call and say, I just got a promotion. You're happy. This one, their loved one is in the hospital. You're sad. This one just got engaged. All of that has an effect. And sometimes it has a strong enough effect on our mental capacity that sometimes we need some help to sort that out. So if you find yourself under the weight of it all and you start to feel that this is heavy and that you find yourself no longer having the patience that you had, no longer being as happy as you used to be, no longer having that get up and go. If you see a drastic change in your behavior, then I would say to definitely survey that, try to find out what the root cause is. And if you're having any difficulty, speak with someone and encourage those who you love, your loved ones, to speak to someone too if they need it.
Yeah, beautiful. Shout out Michelle MacArthur, one of my favorite people. She says, yes, Sherelle Alexander Reed, we just had an amazing summit today. And for those that do not have a voice, help and be that voice for them. I like that. Be the voice for other people. And she says, mental health is real. And Sean says, mental health has always been present. We are just getting to the place where it is okay to talk about it without being labeled. That is absolutely
Right.
right. And Sheena says, great info. That's real. That is so real.
Yeah.
So we've covered so much. So now it's time for my favorite part. So everybody that's been watching, you know I love to speak that speed round. Like I get so excited, but I don't know why I get so excited. Like I think it's the highlight of my Thursday nights or something. I don't know. But this is the part where we are going to talk about the 4 pillars of Speak That movement. So the 4 pillars of Speak That movement for this Speak That speed round portion are dream it, believe it, speak it, and walk it. So, for those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm the founder and CEO of Speak That Movement, and I have a big announcement that I'm going to share at the end of this show, so stay tuned for that. But we like to empower people and uplift them and connect them and remind them they have the power to do all 4 of these things. And I am honored every single week to have my special guest speak life over all of us. And right now, she is about to share with us her thoughts on every pillar. So if you're out there listening in, share what your thoughts are on the pillar. If you like what you're hearing, give us some hearts, give us some pumps, give us some champagne glass clicks. I like the champagne.
Me
So
too.
whatever you got to do, all right? Because this is the point where it's all about y'all. It's all about all of us. So, Miss Sherelle,
Yeah.
tell us, speak life to us, and do what you do best. Speak life over us and tell us your thoughts on Dream It.
My thoughts on Dream It is that there are no limitations to who you can become and what you can accomplish. When I think of dreaming, I think of something that's bigger than what I can do now, something that's bigger than what my resources can afford to me. When you dream, you just lift the lid of any obstacle or any limitation, and you can go and become any and everything that you want to do in this life. No limits. You know, sometimes we hear the sky's the limit. The sky's too low for me. No limits. There is no limit to what you can achieve if you put your heart and your hands to it.
Yes. May I just say that you made me think of my crush, Master P, when you said no limit?
I know.
You know, since
Homeboy.
he's from New Orleans, I'm just saying
Oh, yes,
it.
we have this NOLA show going. Hi.
Okay, let me get back on the serious track. Speak that movement pillar number 2. Believe it.
Believe it. As much as, and I guess we're about to get into the speak it, and when I see speak it and believe it, to be honest with you, Tiara, they go together. They go together. So I'm going to first start with the believe it part. You can speak it, speak it, speak it, speak it, but you have to believe that you can accomplish it too. And if you're struggling in that area, because a lot of times, especially if we're a woman in business, if we are a woman that leads and things of that nature, or a male, if we're leaders out in the community or whatever it is that we're doing, a lot of times, we're always doing something new, right? And that's where that fear can come in, and can I really do it? Because we're always recreating ourselves and wanting to do more. And so what happens is we can be afraid. But Joyce Meyer says you can do it afraid, because if you believe that you can do it, there is nothing that you cannot accomplish if you truly believe it. Not if I'm don't believe it, but just saying it. No, you need to couple the words that you say with your belief. And I promise you, you'll see things begin to change.
I love it.
That,
So
that mind.
that's real.
My husband's favorite, I have to throw this out, honey. My husband's favorite saying is, if you can change your mind, you can change your life.
That's good. Someone put that in the comments. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. First, love yourself and believe it.
Believe it.
Right.
That's right. Believe that you are worthy of the love. I saw Sean Young said that a lot of times we have to believe that we're worth it, you
Yeah.
know, and yeah, and it can be a work in progress. So to the person out there that says, I want to believe it, I want to get there, I'll tell you an exercise that I do. Put it on a sticky, and every morning tell yourself that about yourself, and really make a conscious effort to do some introspection to see, well, I do know how to do that, and I could do that, because we begin to substantiate those things that we want for ourselves, and then the belief comes along with that.
That's good. And thank you for that tip. So there you all have it, believe it. So speak that movement pillar number 3. Speak it.
You have to be mindful of the words that come out of your mouth. Words create an atmosphere. Believe it or not, words create. Spend a day saying, "Oh, my foot hurt. Oh, my head hurts. Oh, I wish I had more money. Oh, I wish I had got the opportunity she got. Oh, I'm getting drained just saying it right now." It's mentally and emotionally draining. But if we can change, once again, our mindset, yes, Sharice, that's the foundation. If we can change our mindset and then begin to speak words that edify us and not that tear us down. And it takes a conscious effort at first. No, I'm not going to say what I'm not going to do. I'm going to say, here's what I will do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to downplay or speak negative over what's happening. I'm going to look for the good and speak that. And I know the Bible says that call those things that be not as though they were. So sometimes we do have to speak the things that have not manifested in our life, having a strong belief in our heart that it will come to pass. And that's where the belief comes in. I may not have it now. I may not be that $1 million earner, because Sherelle Reed will be $1 million earner. Let the record show. I believe that. But I spoke that at a time when maybe I didn't believe it. So we couple what we believe by the words that we say, and it shapes our atmosphere. It shapes our atmosphere.
Nice. And Cherie says, words create the environment around you. You speak what becomes your reality.
Absolutely, Sharice.
So you go ahead and be that millionaire, because I know who to call on when I want to go to Del Frisco's
You go. Come
and
on.
all the restaurants in the you. Yes. So dream it, believe it, speak it. And last but certainly not least, I am going to completely step away from the Speak That Talks platform, and I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to ask that you not only speak life over this audience, but you bless this audience with your words. It's on you. Walk it.
Walk it. It's implementation time. You've talked about it, you believed in it. Now it's time to put it into motion. And don't always think that you have to do it all at one time. It's so much easier to eat an elephant one bite at a time. So when we talk about walking it, it's time to show the world what you have to offer. It's time to begin to implement some practices, begin to implement some new ways of doing things that'll bring out a better outcome. So walk it, walk it, walk it. When you walk, I can't just wake up and want to go across town and just take one step and I'm there. I don't just wake up and I'm upstairs right now in my home. I won't just wake up and say, okay, I'll be downstairs. It takes steps. That's the point I'm trying to prove. It takes steps. So take things one step at a time. When we walk, Frosty the Snowman said, put one foot in front of the other, right? That's a song out there. So you have to, I like that, Bobby, put some feet on it. So you said you believe that you could do it. You said you were going to do it. Now, what is the manifestation of your belief and your words? So when we say it's time to walk it, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. It's time to show, to implement. And it doesn't mean that you're going to jump out to the whole entire world. It might just mean it's time to sit down and get a budget together. Right? It might just mean if you're aspiring to be in business, it might just mean I need to sit down and get my credit together or get a plan to pay some things down. If you call to the community, it might just mean I need to support some efforts that some other organizations are doing so that I can show up bigger in the world myself. Whatever those steps are, you can get to anywhere you want to go. You can get to your purpose by just taking it one step at a time. Rome wasn't built overnight. Baby steps. It's still movement. I love that, Sean. Just because one person leaped and this person just took a giant step and this person just moved a little bit, movement is movement. And you have to move at the pace that you are comfortable moving at. But as long as you're moving and that you're moving forward. So let me say this, movement will get you where you need to go, but don't get just caught up in doing things like that rat in that wheel, right? He is running his heart out. Where did he go? Nowhere. So I want to say forward movement is important, that you're doing, that you're implementing, that you're starting something that is going to bring you closer to whatever your end goal is, whatever your purpose is. I have a program that I will be releasing in 2021 called the Grow, Go, and Show model. It's going to be a training for you guys, and I don't want to get so much into it right now, but that's what it talks about. It talks about growing, learning from the mistakes of my past, learning from some of the adverse experiences that I might have had. That's the growing part. Then it's go. Now it's time to start the movement, walking it out, forward movement. And then we migrate to the show. How am I going to show up in the world based on what I've learned and what I've begun to put into place? So, walk it is the most important part, but don't forsake the steps to get to the walk it. Before you can walk, you have to crawl. Before you crawl, before that baby crawls, he has to sit up. Before he sits up, he has to learn how to turn over. So there's always a natural progression of things. Don't be so in a hurry that we don't build it right with a firm foundation. A house cannot stand that's built on sand. It has to have a solid foundation. So walk it is, I would say, it's implementation time. And whatever that is for you, baby steps, leaps, jumps, whatever that is for you, you've believed it, you've spoken it. And what was the first one?
You dreamed it.
You dream. Oh, dream right here.
That's right.
You dreamed it. Now it's time to implement it. And if you are afraid, once again, Joyce Meyer said, do it afraid. You can do it afraid.
Beautiful. Wow. I don't know about you all, but I feel empowered right now. I feel like this year, there's still time. There's still time from a
Yes,
caterpillar to a beautiful butterfly.
yes,
And anybody out there listening, if you heard the words of Sherelle, just remember there's still time. If you
still
want to do it in 2020, look at the calendar. It's not over yet. But guess what? If you don't get it done, whatever your vision or your dream is, you still give yourself grace because you
time.
got 2021. And as long as you wake up every day and God gives you breath in your body, that is already a gift. Your gift back to the world is how you use your day, right? How you use your time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and as Cheryl says, there are 2 more weeks to evolve. And I like
Yes, I love that, Cheryl.
to
Evolve.
evolve. Do
Yeah.
you know what can happen in 2 weeks? What can happen in 3 days?
Yeah.
How long did it take heaven and earth to be created and everything
Thank you.
else?
Thank you. Absolutely.
Thank
You
you.
still have time. You
Yeah,
still have time.
yeah, that's good. Everybody, please show some virtual everything that you want to throw out there virtually to just allow me to thank this wonderful woman who just spoke life to us, over us, and empowered us and reminded us that, man, we have everything we need in us to bounce back, to dream and
Absolutely.
believe it, speak it and walk it, to not let a setback define us. I love it. So
Absolutely.
as we close out, any final words from you?
I just want to encourage everyone to live every day to the fullest. Uh, in these days, there are things that are happening. Once again, we talked a lot about our new norm, but don't waste your time worrying about the small things. Tis the season to love on family, to definitely, if you're in faith, to hear this is to culminate the birth of Jesus and things of that nature. Spend this time or make a conscious effort as you move forward to make the most of things, to make the most of your day, to make the most of your life, and don't spend time on things that don't add to you. I don't need all of these things subtracting me because I have impact to make. I have a difference to make in the world. I have people to compliment today. I have somebody in the drive through to pay for their meal. They're behind me. I do that from time to time. I love that.
I love
But
that.
there's impact that you need to make. And so it's important that once again we intentionally guard our peace at all costs.
Yeah.
God, our peace. And anything that's going to take my peace away, I don't have time for it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm all about being positive, staying positive, and impacting others. God's uncontainable. I didn't see what Cheryl. God's uncontainable favor lives in your lives, ladies. Yes, definitely. So spend this time the glass half full. Hey, Shantae, that's my baby girl.
Yes. And peace is priceless. Well
Absolutely.
said. Well said. All right, my sister, let everybody know, how can they follow you? How can they get some more of this?
Definitely follow me in all the social media platforms at uh, I have two. I have personal and business. So I am Sherelle Reed in Facebook. I am Sherelle Reed on Instagram. Also, you can always follow me at Find Your Resilience. Um, as well as Sherelle Alexander Reed or Sherelle Reed. I mean, I'm all those people, just different aspects, the personal, the business, the empowerment. It's all me. And so definitely my website is SherelleAReed.com. On my website, coaching, speaking, and all those things in between. And so also you can go to my nonprofits page, findyourresilience.org, and see some of the wonderful things that my organization is doing out in the community with my wonderful sisterhood, the core, my sisters, and they are all phenomenal women in their own rights, doing all phenomenal things as well. So, definitely, I would love for you to connect. I'm excited, and if I could just let you guys know, I do have a book called Promise. It's an anthology, meaning that it's a corporative effort. Dr. Patrice May is who's on tonight.
Oh,
She's
nice.
also one of the authors in this book. It's called Promise. You can go to my page, Sherelle Reed on Instagram, and in the comments, there's a link to buy the book. $23 is a great stocking stuffer. There are 130 women who chose a scripture that spoke about a promise in their lives, and they wrote a personal testimony. So if you're looking at a tool that'll have that'll remind you of what God's promises are, that will give you real life testimonies about what some women have gone through. Definitely go to my Instagram page. Once again, Sherelle Reed. In my bio is a link where you can buy this book, buy a bunch of them, give them as stocking stuffers, because these women have given their testimonies, and we already talked about how we overcome by the words of the testimony. Last thing, I also have another book coming out in March called Bling. So it talks about the journey from where I was to Bling. It's also an anthology, but it's 10 ladies. And so I'm just excited about what God is doing in this season. We talked about women coming together. This effort blessed my whole entire life. Such powerful women that came together to be transparent. There are some stories in this book that these women had not told their families yet. I'm telling you, if you're looking for a good testimony, you could do one a day. It's hard to read one a day, but if you could just do one a day, it will bless your life. It will bless your life.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I love when people, that's the PR side of me. So I
Yeah.
love when people shout out the amazing things that they're working on, because that's awesome. I mean, one book and now you already have another book about to drop. 2020, what?
Hmm.
2020 didn't stop Miss Sherelle Reed, okay? Well, my sister, thank you so much. Thank you for covering me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. We cover one another, girl.
It. That's it. All right, everybody. You know where to follow her. Show her some love. Thank you for blessing this platform. For you and yours, I wish you a very Merry Christmas.
You too. You and to everybody on. Merry Christmas. Have a prosperous new year. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Happy New Year. All right. Listen, I hope you all got something from today's show. This was the conclusion of the Women in Business and Women Who Lead series. So thank you all for just dropping in and tuning in. The comments, I mean, y'all have me working today, and I love the interaction. So thank you all so much. So I just, again, thank you for supporting Tiara PR Network, Speak That Movement, and Speak That Talks. You can find them all on social media, but I want to invite you all. There's going to be two more. I thought I was doing one back in May, okay? On May 7th, I thought it would just be one. Maybe the next week, two. But I am being obedient to what I feel like I'm called to do in this season of 2020. So I'm pleased to say that there will be two more for 2020. So I'm just gonna go live. It won't be long, but I have to practice the consistency. So anybody out there, whatever you're doing in life, don't give up, right? Consistency is like a key to success. Whether you do it bad, wrong, whatever, great. See what happens when you just keep going. One more week, one more day, one more hour, one more minute, one more time. So I would love for you all to join me December 24th so that I can wish you and your families a very Merry Christmas. And also on New Year's Eve, I want to say Happy New Year to all of you. So if you're around, it won't be long, but I would love to see some of the familiar faces, the new faces, and all of the comments. That's right, 33 weeks. God word comes in threes. So also, I've been waiting to announce this. So hopefully you are as excited about it as I am. And even if you're not, act like you are, okay, to make me feel good. So um somehow, even though there's only a few more days left in this year, not only will there be two events on December 24th and December 31st, but I am so excited to announce two more events. You haven't seen them advertised yet, so you all are the first to hear about them. On December 23rd, please join Speak That Movement right on the Speak That Movement page, because I'm so excited to present something that I've never done before, but I just felt in my spirit we needed to do it because all years about the women and the men, but I want to bless the kids and the families. So please join the Speak That Movement page on December 23rd, the day before New Year's Eve, for a very special virtual celebration honoring Black lives featuring a Black Santa Claus. So if you are around December 23rd, 7 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be a great time. I'm just excited about it. So you all are the first to know. So make sure when you see the word that comes out tomorrow that you RSVP because there's gonna be a special drawing for those that RSVP, and I really hope you all can tune in. But also December 27th, I'm just like so excited about this. But Speak That Movement, after 10 years of doing things in Illinois and in Dallas, Speak That Movement is officially a 501c3. That means that there's going to be so much more that can be done. Like, this is real, y'all. This is not a joke. When I said I was committing myself to Speak That Movement and everything else, I'm for real. And I'm so blessed that there are people who have just supported Speak That Movement. And we want to celebrate. So on December 27th, the very last Sunday of the year, I'm asking everybody to join for this official soft launch. It's going to be great. It's going to be some surprises. It's going to be a wrap up, a grand finale to 2020. I want to uplift everybody. I want to entertain folks, whatever. But please, December 23rd, Black Santa event where we're going to honor the Black lives. And we're going to have a celebration on December 27th. That's all I have. Hope y'all can attend. Thank y'all so much. Again, thank you for supporting everything. To learn more, go to the website, tiaraprnetwork.com. The new Speak That Movement website will be dropping really soon. And that's all I got for y'all. And as always, may God bless you and may God protect you. Take care. Talk to you soon.